Here's your wrestling news for March 13th, 2023. And we're kicking off today with WrestleMania 39, as well we know that night 2 of next month's show will be headlined by Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. There's been a lot of questions about the main event of night 1. It's been rumored that WWE will have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair headline the Saturday show, while others have argued that given the angle's popularity, it makes sense for the yet-to-be-announced tag match pitting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens against the Usos to headline night 1. Now another match has entered the fray, as on Twitter, Sheamus hyped up this Friday's match with Drew McIntyre, in which the winner will face Intercontinental Champion Gunther at WrestleMania. Not only did the Irish superstar acknowledge that the match will take place on St. Patrick's Day, but he also said that the Intercontinental title match will headline night 1 of next month's show. This hasn't been confirmed by WWE, but it has been reported that Triple H's plan is to build up the Intercontinental title and wants it to have a great showing at WrestleMania. The Intercontinental title has headlined one WrestleMania before, which was the title for title match between the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6, and what match do you think should close out WrestleMania Night 1? WrestleMania will also see Brock Lesnar take on Omos in a match that has received almost universal panning from fans. Given that the belief earlier this year was that the match was going to be Lesnar versus Steve Austin, it's hardly a surprise that fans are unhappy with Omos being his opponent, as many feel he's too green in the ring. Speaking on the latest episode of his podcast, though, Kurt Angle, a former WrestleMania opponent of Lesnar, rejected the idea that this match is a bad idea, saying, "I think it's a great idea. You have to remember Brock is near the end of his career and Omos is near the beginning of his career. Brock's always been these main event matches with all the top guys. I think now he's at the point in his career where he has to start giving back and not being at these top level matches for world championships, but trying to build other talent, and I think it's a great idea." During a recent episode of Raw, Lesnar was seen saying goodbye to everyone backstage, which many have taken as a sign that his in-ring career is coming to an end. And we'll have to see what kind of match we get between these two next month. Since losing the Smackdown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan has embraced a more dangerous style in the ring and isn't afraid to dish out or receive pain. During a recent episode of Raw, Corey Graves dubbed Morgan the Queen of Extreme due to this style, but this new nickname could lead to big problems for WWE. After all, former ECW star Francine has been known as the Queen of Extreme for years, and speaking this week, the wrestling veteran said that she has been working on getting that nickname trademarked. Francine explained that while she has no problem with WWE or Liv, and doesn't want to come across as bitter, the Queen of Extreme nickname is all about protecting her brand. She explained, "Whether I'm in this business another day or another 30 years from now, if I do conventions, I'm going to sign the Queen of Extreme Francine, and I'm going to get that trademark. If they continue to use it, we're going to file a cease and desist, and that's it, because they would do it to me." This isn't the only nickname that could get WWE in trouble, as earlier this month, the indie tag team The Now threatened WWE with a cease and desist, as they're using The Now as Austin Theory's nickname. Francine has been using the Queen of Extreme nickname for close to 30 years now, and is very serious about gimmick infringement. So we'll have to see if Liv Morgan is the Queen of Extreme for much longer. We've got some serious news from AAA now, as one of the promotion's champions has been arrested over attempted femicide. It's been confirmed that AAA World Trios champion El Cuatrero has been arrested, as it is alleged that he attempted to strangle CMLL's Stephanie Vacker. Cuatrero, alongside Forastero and Sanson, are currently in their first reign as AAA World Trios champions, and there's so far been no confirmation as to what the company plans to do with the gold. Like many luchadors, El Cuatrero's real name is not a matter of public record, but we'll keep following this concerning story as further updates come out. In 2014, Brock Lesnar did the unthinkable when he conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, becoming the one in 21-1. Many fans thought they'd never see the streak be broken, but this week, the Phenom himself opened up about who was nearly given the opportunity. Sitting down with Ariel Helwani, The Undertaker said that a few names were pitched to end the streak. Vladimir Kozlov. Vince McMahon wanted him, it was early on, and I think he wanted Edge to go over, and Edge refused. He said, "No, I can't do it." That's how much he respected the streak and me and what that streak meant to the business. When asked about whether Brock should have said no, Undertaker said it was hard to say, but said that Brock didn't need the accolade of breaking the streak and feels that the win could have helped someone else. The Undertaker added that when he arrived at WrestleMania 30, he had been told that he would be winning the match and only found out the truth during the afternoon. But what do you think? Was Lesnar the right call? And if not, who, if anybody, should have broken the streak? For the past couple of years, WWE main roster talent have made the trip to NXT to see how they fare with the younger superstars who will one day be dominating Raw and SmackDown. AJ Styles, Natalya, Dolph Ziggler, and Johnny Gargano are just some of the names to head to the gold brand, and we may now know who's next. On Twitter, Cedric Alexander made everyone aware that he is free on Tuesday nights and has never challenged for the North American Championship before, and asked the champion Wes Lee if he's feeling froggy. A possible move to NXT comes at an interesting time in Cedric's career, as while WWE had been teasing the reunion of the Hurt Business recently, the group hasn't been referenced as much over the past week or two. When Cedric Alexander joined WWE, it was as part of the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic, meaning he's never had the chance to compete in NXT, but that could change soon enough. A former Raw Tag Team Champion, Cruiserweight Champion, and 24/7 Champion, Alexander is no stranger to gold and hopes to add the North American title to his collection soon enough. Since September of last year, CM Punk has been missing from AEW programming, and his future with the company is incredibly uncertain. Many top names in AEW have reportedly refused to work with Punk if he's brought back, but now the Chicago-made wrestler and Tony Khan may have found a solution to this problem. On his Instagram story, Punk was seen working out to the song Honor Never Dies by Hatebreed, which some have taken as a sign that Punk will be wrestling for Ring of Honor soon enough. Putting Punk in ROH would in theory keep him away from the AEW talent that have a problem with him, and his presence would no doubt help Tony Khan's second promotion gain some notoriety. The big question though is whether Punk would accept being on the smaller show, and whether Tony Khan could sell him on appearing online instead of on primetime TV like Dynamite without it being seen as a demotion. Then there's also the question of Colt Cabana, who many believe was moved to ROH to keep him away from Punk. And would you want to see Punk join Ring of Honor? Or is the self-proclaimed voice of the voiceless just too toxic to be used? It was in 2015 that WWE ended their blacklisting of Alundra Blaze and allowed the former Medusa to return to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Since then, Blaze has made a handful of appearances, as well as a reign as 24/7 champion, but has yet to have a match back with the company. Speaking to TV Insider, Blaze said she hopes to change that soon enough, and said that while she loves Trish Stratus and Lita, she's sick of them being seen as the only female legends who can still wrestle. Ultimately, it'll be Triple H's decision as to whether Alundra Blaze gets her retirement match, but the former Medusa isn't thrilled with how she's been used. And we're ending today with Dragon Lee, who made his on-screen debut for WWE at NXT Roadblock this past week, and it didn't take him long to step into the ring. Over the weekend, Dragon Lee made his in-ring debut at an NXT Live event, defeating another recent NXT signing, Eddie Thorpe, who New Japan fans will know as Carl Dreadricks. WWE has high hopes for Lee, and the expectation is that he will be fast-tracked to the main roster, with the company hoping he'll be there around WrestleMania 40 in April 2024. The company believes Lee could be the next great Mexican star, akin to Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, a sentiment Dragon Lee himself has shared, and now fans have been able to get their first glimpse of him in an NXT ring.